Samsung have a lot of features as part of One UI, and I've demonstrated heaps of them down the last couple of years. But which are the ones that I could never go without? What One UI features, if went away, would make my life worse? Today I'll show you them. Let's go. So over the years, I've shown a lot of tips and tricks over the best One UI features that I have used or think would be great for you to use. But which are the top 10 that I could never do without? Let's start with number 1, the edge panels. This feature introduced way back with the Galaxy S6, and I know the Note Edge had edge panels before it, but the little concept of a dock that you swipe out from the side to launch into different sort of tasks or shortcuts had me sold from the beginning. As time went on, Samsung have expanded the edge panels, but my favorite way to use it is just to launch into other apps that I use frequently and then drag and drop into multi-window or pop-up window. It's so convenient because you don't have to go out of the app first to then go into your app drawer to find the app you want to use. If you're someone who uses the same apps over and over, no matter what app you're in, you swipe out your little dock from the side and access the app from there. But of course, it has other functions too. You can launch your Smart Select or newly called AI Select from the edge panels, or you can dial your favorite contacts straight from there as well, amongst many, many other things. But the edge panels as a whole is definitely my top feature that if went away, I'd have to figure out what else I'm going to do because it's too convenient. And that's number 1. Number 2, I guess it's kind of part of the edge panels system, is the pop-up or multi-window features. Edge panels aren't the only way to launch it. There is other ways that you can launch into a pop-up or a multi-window if there's an app that's not on your dock. But having that option to launch into a multi-window environment is so handy for so many different reasons. Whether it be copying and pasting information from one app to the other, or if you're referencing an article that you want to maybe write into a message, or just dragging and dropping a photo from the gallery as an attachment, it's so convenient to have the option to launch that split screen environment. And again, if that weren't here, if Samsung didn't pioneer that multi-window format, where would we be with that technology now? And would I be using a Samsung at all? I don't know. But having it there is definitely number 2 on the list of One UI features I can't do without. And the fact that Samsung give you extra options, either through the advanced features tab, labs features, or good lock, just means that you've really got the option to sort of create it in your style and use it the way you want to use it. And now that it's been around for a while, pretty much every app supports it as well. Number 3, Quick Share. Being part of the Samsung ecosystem, every device that I have in the ecosystem that I do work on uses Quick Share. Whether that be my Tab S9 or Tab S10 Ultra, whether that be my Book 4 Ultra behind me, it's so convenient having the option to just easily share files between the ecosystem. Second to that too, my wife uses a Samsung. Being able to easily share videos of our children between each other is, again, very convenient. It's so fast with how it does it. Number 4, Samsung Notes. Again, it's part of the ecosystem. And because I use the Tab S9/10 Ultra, and because I use the Book 4 Ultra, Samsung Notes seamlessly transitions across all of them like that. So if I start a note here on my phone and then want to pick it up on my tablet, it's done really, really quickly. All I have to do is start the note, and then within seconds, it's over on the tablet and I can pick it up on the bigger screen, keep working on it. But it also has that sort of app continuity, where if you go into the recent apps menu on your tablet, it'll say pick up the note from whatever device that it's currently open on, and then you keep working. Great. It's pretty much the app that I use to write down all my video ideas, but even next to that too, with the S Pen on the Ultra, the option to sort of use the pen and write down my son's team selection for the team that I coach, also awesome. Number 5, Samsung Internet. I made a full video talking about Samsung Internet just last year and highlighting its benefits over something like Chrome. And I'm an avid Samsung Internet user. I love the bookmark feature, how you can go down and see all the sort of favorites that you've got in there. I love the fact that if you're watching a video in Samsung Internet, it can have background play, or you can export it out to Samsung's video player and have more fine controls over pause and volume and brightness and sliding back and forth between the video. It's awesome. And honestly, if you haven't watched my video yet about Samsung Internet, I'll chuck it up here and the link will be in the description. Do yourself a favor and watch it. It's an awesome internet browser and one that I highly recommend. using. All right, the back half. Number 6, quick launching the camera. Again, a feature that's kind of started back with the Galaxy S6, where if you double press the home button on it, it'll quickly launch into the camera. When Samsung removed the home button, they needed a way to incorporate this, and they just moved it to the power button. So if you double press the power button, it'll launch directly into the camera. And then if you double press it again, it'll then flip the camera to the rear, and you can just sort of keep doing that to keep launching it. I love the convenience of this because normally with the camera app, you'll either have to go from the lock screen if you've got the lock screen shortcut set up, or find the camera app in your apps. Whereas no matter what app is open on your phone or whether the screen is locked, if you double press that power button, you're going straight to the camera, ready to capture whatever moment it is that you need to. Then you add in the rest of the camera modes that Samsung have got, which I've again got a video on, and you've got a pretty complete camera package here. One of them though, I am going to mention, and that's single take, and this comes in at number 7. If you have kids like I do, or even pets, you'll know the drama of getting them to stay still for photos or just getting them to come in for photos at all. And there's also that sort of in between of, do I take a video of this moment or do I capture it as a photo? Single take kind of eliminates that whole thought process and just does both. Because when you launch single take and then you point it at something and you hit the shutter button, it's going to record 15 seconds of footage and then afterwards turn it into an album of photos and videos, as well as preserving the original clip for you to also preserve that moment as well. I can't tell you how good this has been. Since it launched on the Galaxy S20 series back in 2020, it has been my favorite feature to use. And I've got so many moments and memories of the kids stored within single take moments that I can just go back at any time and look at the albums and see a bunch of different things that sort of really make you happy as a parent. And I'm viewing all of them in feature number 8, Samsung Gallery. Again, this is a feature that I know there's Google Photos and I know that other sort of galleries exist, but Samsung's native gallery is so well made and so easy to sort of operate, but is full of functions and features that viewing your photos in here is a joy. It's really easy to look at everything in here, whether that be the way it sort of puts the albums together, whether that be the tabs at the bottom. There's lots of different options to sort of view things, like whether it be stories that it auto creates for you. You've got memories that are part of it as well. The search function is incredibly good. The whole app itself is something that I use every single day. Everything about it is so easy and uncomplicated. And even when you extend that further into things like Gallery Labs, again, you can customize things in there to tune it to your viewing pleasure. The wrong word I wanted to use there, but I'm going to stick with it. Number 9, wireless decks. I wax lyrical about Samsung decks on here all the time, but probably the most unsung part of Samsung decks that I don't talk about too much is wireless decks. This is a function that allows you to wirelessly cast your phone to a monitor, whether that be your TV, whether that be a monitor that supports wireless decks, and then have decks be controlled from a distance. I use this not that often, but it's enough that if I were to lose it, I'd be upset. Because if I travel, whether that be to my relative's house in Sydney, whether that be to hotels, or even when I'm at home here, having this function to just wirelessly cast straight to a television and then use the phone to control it allows me to interact with my phone on another level. I can sort of make it big on the screen. I can do things like PowerPoint presentations or show videos and photos, whilst also keeping my phone reserved so I can access my own apps. It's a feature that if you have a Samsung and you've started to use it, you really appreciate it. And the last one here is Good Lock. Where would Samsung be without Good Lock? Because a lot of the features that are in One UI now started as Good Lock module. Whether it be the modes and routines, that actually started as a Good Lock module back with the Note 8, I believe. Other features that have started, like the advanced multi-window stuff I spoke about, that all started as Good Lock features and then got brought into One UI. So if you're not on Good Lock yet, and you maybe can't, there's other ways you can access it. You can get Fine Lock, which sort of opens up the modules for you, and I'll leave a Fine Lock link in the description. But as a whole, Good Lock is just such a powerful customization tool, so much so that I am going to make a full guide to every single Good Lock module. So make sure you hit subscribe to that. But that is my number 10. Hit subscribe, as I just said, for all future content, and go back and watch anything else that might interest you. And I'll see you guys in the next one. You!